Shalom to the nation of Israel, starting off with the hopeful elect. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and that rule well today. And peace and salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that are scattered worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar, coming at you with another quick lesson. And right before I get into this lesson, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, according to the Bible. And also to the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on the physical appearance or look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. So once again, shalom. So basically, I'm gonna land back or do a response lesson or video when it comes to this brother channel, the Hopeful Elect 3. Okay, as he named or gave the title, the title of his video, "The Worst Is Yet to Come." Okay, and when it comes to when I play it, okay, you had this Jake. Okay, when we say Jake or Jake, going to so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American or Israelite. Okay, going into how things about to get worse and worse, and basically ain't no hope when it comes to the future of this place, America. Okay, yeah, because us that's in the faith and that's involved in the ministry, yeah, we know that this place, America, which is known as Babylon the Great, is through. Okay, is coming to the appointed time of its downfall, man. Okay, as it comes to a rapid decline. Okay, when it comes to the economy. Okay, when it comes to the morals of the people. Okay, yeah, because this place is always known for its when it comes to wickedness, man. Okay, especially when it comes to Esau, Edom, the so-called white race that's ruling, that's in power. That's why people are suffering. Okay, when it comes to the nations, man. Okay, especially when it comes to the tribes, when it comes to you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, here in America, as we're about to approach also Jacob's trouble. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Okay, but we also coming in the time that we know who the world called Christ. Okay, which his name is Yahweh Shai. Okay, which is name in the Hebrew, meaning he is the deliverer or he is the savior. Okay, that Yahweh Shai has come back to bring the destruction ultimately to this place America, because ultimately this place America will be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear missiles at the peak of the Third World War. And Yahweh Shai returned by the way of the chariots, what the world called so-called UFOs, okay, which are the vehicles of the angels. And Yahweh Shai's come back to deliver the elect, the 144,000 and 1/3 out of that great destruction. Okay, and after that, there's gonna come a time when the Lord gonna set up the kingdom here on the earth. Okay, when it comes to the kingdom of Israel. Okay, because the land of Israel at this time that's being occupied, okay, by those phonies, okay, which are Edomites, in particular, Amalek, as we call them, the small hats. Okay, they're chiefly ruling amongst the Edomites. Okay, that land, the land of Israel, gonna be cleansed by the way of missiles as well at the peak of the Third World War. Okay, and eventually gonna be cleansed to us. Okay, rightfully on our land again after the descendant of the elect back here on the earth. Okay, according to Revelation chapter 21 and 1. Okay, and during that time, when it comes to the elect, us or the hopeful elect, okay, we're gonna be immortal. Okay, immortality. Okay, that the Lord gonna give us. Okay, we're gonna have spiritual power. Okay, we're gonna have the laws, statutes, commandments in our inward parts when it comes to the new covenant, according to Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31, Hebrews chapter 8, verse 6. okay, and we're gonna be righteous forevermore. And the heathen nations, okay, that remain after the Third World War, starting with the elites of Esau, Edom, okay, they're going into captivity, and they're gonna build our kingdom up, okay, when it comes to the land of Israel, okay. But the whole point of this, video that I'm doing, or the lesson I'm getting into, okay, when it comes to this place America, it is over with, man. Okay, and which this place America is known as our captivity as well. Okay, once again, okay, and the Lord only gonna deliver the elect, because at this time 2/3 of so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans could be cut off and judged, according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. Okay, and so ain't no healing for this place. Okay, as it's written in Jeremiah chapter 51 and 7. Okay, when it comes to Babylon the Great, okay, which is America, okay, spiritually, okay, Babylon the Great, okay, ain't no healing for this place, man. And people starting to see that. Okay, so let me go ahead and play this video. Okay, but us are the hopeful elect. Hey, we know, okay, and the outcome, okay, when it comes to eventually Yahweh Bashim Yahushua about to bring that deliverance. And also as well, great destruction, man. Okay, so let me go ahead and play it.
Also, when people say things like, what's going on doesn't affect you, right? It does. It affects everybody. Because for example, right? For example, when people lose their job, that leaves more people out here in the real world with no capital or less capital, which then puts them in survival mode, right? It could be your family, it could be your friends, it could be you, right? And when people don't have no capital, they start doing stupid shit. You understand what I'm saying? This stuff going on affects everybody, from the job losses to the higher healthcare, system, and the foods that's being put in our bodies that's causing people to get sick and stressed out. And I was just telling my fiance this yesterday. The mental health crisis is going to be extremely worse. I'm telling ya, people will continue to go through it mentally. They will continue to crash out. Read the room, bro. You know? And once again, I can learn to understand why a lot of people are trying to move and live somewhere else, because this shit is not gonna get better. And I'm not a pessimistic person. I'm naturally optimistic. You know? I'm just not oblivious to what is happening. You feel me? It is completely a crap show. And I feel bad for the next generation, because they gotta deal with it too. Damn, yo.
All right, so you heard it on, the young Jake, okay, going into how, ain't no future, okay, for this place America, okay, he explain how people crashing out, okay, when it comes to your typical American citizen, okay, hey, that's why we are approaching the time of civil wars, okay, civil unrest, anarchy, okay, especially when it comes to a looming economy, okay, they're about to looming economy crash, they're about to come, okay, when as more and more the dollar, okay, being more devaluing, okay, and he spoke on job losses, leading to more poverty, gonna lead to more anarchy, okay, survival mode, okay, but us that's in the faith, when it comes to the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Okay, the Lord gonna be our strength. The Lord gonna be our hope. Okay, the Lord gonna be our guide, man. Okay, unlike these average Americans, or I say the 2/3 of so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans that trust in this place, and once it go down, okay, they ain't gonna have no hope. They ain't gonna have no covering. Okay, because a lot of our people, they trust in these false gods. Okay, or idol worship, man. Okay, in these different sets of religions. Okay, so they ain't gonna have the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai dwelling with them. Okay, but us that have been called in this faith. Okay, and then us are the hopeful elect. Okay, we know that Yahweh Shema Shai gonna be with us, man. Okay, as we now more and more preparing ourselves. Okay, hey, but it is gonna be a chaotic state here in America. It ain't gonna get no better. Okay, it's gonna get worse and worse, man. When it comes to this place destruction, man. So let's go ahead and get into the scriptures. And I want to start off with 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. And it says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." Oh yeah, especially these people here in America. Okay, starting with these heathens, starting with Esau, Edom. Okay, you see the nations and 2/3 of our people. Okay, trusting in this place. Okay, but many great misery is coming, man. Okay, when it comes to the plagues that the Lord about to bring. Okay, and it says, "But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee." Okay, when it mainly when it comes to ultimately when it comes to the elect. Okay, start with us of the hopeful elect. Start with the men of great millstone. Okay, the apostles, bishops, and elders, and the true sincere brothers on down that believe in the faith of Yahweh Shema Shai and believing in His word. Okay, and pushing forth this word. Okay, when it comes to the teaching. Okay, and that the Lord gonna be our deliverance. Okay, so that's what we only looking for. Okay, when it comes to the elect, the hopeful elect. Okay, because like I say, man, 2/3 of our people gonna be cut off in judgment. Okay, and we see why. Okay, we see the corruption of our people, man. Okay, and so that's why many great misery is coming towards them. Okay, and so this place ain't gonna bounce back, man. And us are the hopeful elect. We hasten in the day of the Lord for the Lord to destroy this place, man. Okay, because we know that this place is not our rest. Matter of fact, let me get that. Because we know that this place is our captivity. And we know that Esau Edom is ruling when it comes to his power, man, at this time. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction." Okay, so we know that this place is not our rest, man. Okay, and we know that Esau Edom once again is ruling. Okay, and they want to try to destroy us as a nation. Okay, because they are our enemies, man. Okay, according to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, man. Okay, especially when it comes to Esau Edom agenda. Okay, when they at this time they trying to about to enforce or implement the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. When it comes to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. Okay, to replace the physical dollar, and also leading to more surveillance. When it comes to biometric, transhumanism. Okay, and when it comes to control over all the nations, man. When it comes to Esau Edom agenda. Okay, but we know that Yahweh Shema Shai is going to disappoint them. Okay, they ain't going to fulfill the NWO. What's going to be fulfilled is Yahweh Shema Shai come back, taking Esau Edom out of power and these heathens. Okay, 2/3 of our people being judged. Okay, and the Lord Yahweh Shai bringing deliverance for the elect and setting up a righteous kingdom. Okay, so this place is not our rest, man. Okay, and but most of our people don't see past this place when it comes to its destruction. Okay, they thinking that it's gonna last forever. Okay, meaning that in their mind, especially those that suffering, thinking that it gonna get better, man. Okay, hell nah, it ain't gonna get better until Yahweh Shai bring the destruction and bring deliverance, man. Okay, so once again, this place is not our rest, man. Let's get this. Yeah, we just coming in the beginning stage of it, man. Okay, because everything now, still, as they say, the new norm. Okay, but as normal as, you still able to go to work, go out there to shop, when it comes to the stores. Okay, you still, people still getting, they payments or be able to pay their, to a certain extent, the utilities. Okay, well, wait till all hell break loose, man. Okay, but we starting to see it now. People crashing out once again. Okay, here in America. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Okay, and that word woe means destruction. Okay, because that's what's coming in the days, the times that we in now. Okay, especially to this place, America. Okay, a time moving quicker. The Lord shorten the days for the elect's sake. Okay, Matthew the 24th chapter, verses 22. Okay, as time is moving up, when it comes to the days, the weeks, the months, the years. Okay, because we're in the troublesome times. Okay, as I say, perilous times. Okay, and the Lord Yahweh Shai set up the prophets to give that warning, but there ain't gonna be no excuse, man. Okay, once again for our people. Okay, when it comes to the 2/3, because they heard His word going out. Okay, majority of our people, they scoff, they scorn, make mockery, threaten the prophets. Okay, they want to furthermore, go into these hedonistic customs. Trusting these false gods and idol worship, not acknowledging the true power Yahweh Shai. So on our behalf, when it comes to us or the hopeful elect, hey, we like, man, down with them. Okay? Hey, let the Lord damn nuke them. Okay? Or how the Lord bring judgment upon them, man. Okay, we want to be delivered, man. Okay, us that's in the faith, man. Okay? And they're going to, the Yahweh Shai going to turn the heat up more, literally, when it comes to this place destruction, man. Okay? And it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. Okay? Sorrows. Okay? Mournings. Okay? On famine, the lack of food. Okay? People struggling now to eat. Okay? But when it comes to Yahweh Shai, the Lord's elect, okay, starting with the elect prophet, okay, and the men, and also the believers of the men of the 1/3, and also the women and children of the 1/3, okay, that's in the faith, and those are the elect or the hopeful elect. Okay, we're gonna be taken care of, man. Okay, especially when the Lord give us that, that spiritual intervention when it comes to miracles. By the way, the Lord performing miracles, man. Okay, and you gonna have certain men lately as the brothers. Okay, starting with apostles and elders of Great Millstone and touching on. Okay, the time of the spiritual power, man. Okay, the Lord gonna give His men. Okay, yeah, but the Lord said His servants is gonna eat. His servants is gonna drink, rejoice, to be covered. Okay, in the meantime, 2/3 of our people, they're gonna be covered with judgment, man. Okay, that's what the Lord about to bring upon them, man. Okay, and once again, famine. Okay, and great death, the beginning of wars. Okay, we coming to the time of the Third World War, civil wars, race wars. Okay, clash wars. Okay, judgment. And the power shall stand in fear in the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Okay, and when it comes to Yahweh Shai bringing judgment on Esau, Edom, and these heathens and the 2/3, man. Okay, when it comes to they starting with Esau, Edom, their kingdom being about to be stripped from them by the way the Lord bringing judgment. Okay, even though Esau, Edom, through his NWO, okay, trying to bring of course the blessing of the sword, okay, which the Lord gave him on the left hand side through the spiritual demon Satan, okay, as they trying to forge the NWO. But in all actuality, once again, the Lord going to disappoint him. But in the midst of that, the Lord going to allow Esau Edom to come with that sword, man, upon 2/3 of our people. Okay? The beginning of evils, man, or in the stage, the time that we in. Okay? But once again, the Lord going to deliver us. Okay? Yeah, so even Esdras, okay, said that the beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? But our hope and faith is in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Okay? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for the amendment. Okay? Hey, once again, famine, plagues, disease, warfare, okay, illness, okay, tribulations, okay, anguish. Okay? Yeah, the Lord bringing judgment every day, man. Okay, but majority of our people around on with these, these heathen nations, to a certain extent, a lot of them don't acknowledge that it's Yahweh Shem Yahushua that bringing judgment, or God, what the world call God bringing judgment. Because they always taught that when it comes to Christianity or the God of the Bible, he's all love, peace, and harmony. Okay, it's Satan that really bring the evil. Okay, now Yahweh Shem Yahushua controls Satan and life and death, man. Okay, when it comes to judgment, man. But our people don't want to acknowledge that, man, until they face the moment of death or judgment, man. Matter of fact, let's get this. Yeah, Yahweh Shem Yahushua ain't playing with these people, man. Yeah, great judgment is coming, man. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. The just Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, it's in the midst thereof. He would not do iniquity. Every morning do he bringeth his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust know no shame. Okay, so every day, okay, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua bring judgment. And we seeing judgment. Okay, we got the information age, the internet. Okay, we see what's going on social media. How people being judged, man. Okay, the news. Okay, hey, but it's the Lord that bringing the judgment. But the world, majority of the world, okay, and when it comes to mainly 2/3 of our people, okay, they don't understand that this Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that bring judgment, man. Okay, the true power, the only power, okay, the creator of all things, man. Okay, so Yahweh Bashem Yahushua bringing judgment every day, man. Let's go back to 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, back into verse 19. Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Okay, scourge is known for a whip. Okay, and the Lord bringing these plagues, man. Okay, we in the time of summer, heat waves, droughts. Okay, the coming of tropical storms, hurricanes. Okay, when it comes to Lord bringing famine, pestilence. Okay, yeah, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is doing this, man. Okay, people being judged daily. Okay, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, virtues shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Okay, at the time now, like I said, everything, even though this place declining, but people still able to, get money, as they say, to a certain extent. Okay, even though a lot of these people are struggling. Okay, but they know how to get by and by. Okay, but they're gonna come to the point, everything gonna be especially when it comes to a society collapsing. Okay, and everything lawless. Okay, the people ain't gonna be able to provide for themselves or their family as usual. Okay, when all hell break loose, man. Okay, especially when the dollar is obsolete. They get rid of the dollar and they're bringing that RFID microchip, the mark of the beast. Okay, and that's what a lot of our people gonna take onto. Okay, or give it into. Okay, and those that take that RFID microchip, according to Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, they're gonna be destroyed by the way of the thermonuclear missiles. Okay, because everything now through Esau Edom, okay, they moving in the way of in the form of a digital format. Okay, but right now, like I said, people, able to, do what they want to do. When it comes to the economy, able to, still get certain resources here and there. Okay, but all that, start to come to a limit. When it comes to not having as much. Okay, this place is already experiencing inflation, soon to be hyperinflation. Okay, and it says but behold, virtues shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Even then shall grieve evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Okay, so that's the time we come into famine. Okay, people dying from the lack of food, starvation. Okay, cannibalism. Okay, that's how bad it's gonna be, man. Okay, if they then they escape the famine. Okay, the Lord said the sword going to destroy them. Okay, when it comes to like I say, the wars, civil wars, race wars. Okay, martial law, detention centers, and the ultimate sword is the missiles destroying this place, man. And only the elect are going to be delivered, man. Okay, and it says, and the dead should be cast out as dung, and there should be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. Oh yeah, man. So that's how bad it's going to get, man. Okay, when it comes to 2/3 of our people, these heathens. Okay, but the Lord gonna deliver the elect. Okay, here in America and ultimately worldwide, where the elect is scattered. Okay, according to Matthew the 24th chapter, verses 29 through 31. Okay, but Yahweh Shema Shah gonna be the covering of his elect. Okay, but we're in the times of great destruction. Okay, the judgment of the Lord, man. Okay, let me get this and I'll probably get ready to close. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Because we come to them evil times, man, the evil days. Once again, Jacob's trouble. Okay, so right now, majority of our people, they in pleasure. Okay, these heathens, they in pleasure. But we in the point of time of evil days. Okay, and we seeing that. Okay, like once again, these people crashing out, man. Okay, but don't remember that Yahweh Shema Shah, okay, it's the true living power, man. Okay, that Lord bringing judgment, and the Lord is bringing wrath to this place. Because Lord is tired of this place, man. Okay, when it comes to all the wickedness, man. Okay, and us are the hopeful that we see why Yahweh Shema Shah gonna bring destruction to this place, man. Okay, in the 2/3 of our people, man. Okay, and it says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Okay, going to the prosperity of this place. Okay, that Lord about to bring down, man. Okay, so that's why Yahweh Shema Shah set up the prophets to give them warning. Okay, but soon the Lord will remove his prophets. Okay, Amos 8 and 11, when it comes to the famine of the word. Okay, as we know that Esau Edom, okay, got lost. Okay, to bring censorship. Okay, to come against mainly the men of Yahweh Shema Shah that's teaching and giving that warning, especially when it comes to Esau Edom exposure. Okay. Yeah, but it's going to be on it's going to affect you Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. Okay, when it comes to the 2/3, there's not taking heed at this time now. Okay, when it comes to the famine of the word. Okay, as the scripture said, they're going to search, they're going to run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and they shall not find it. When it comes to our people, okay, when it comes to Yahweh Shem Shah, okay, bringing that famine of the word. Okay, when it comes to the 2/3, man. And it says, in that day, when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinder cease, because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Okay, going to opportunity, man. Okay, when they place more and more, this place America on this verge of crashing, man. Okay, you heard it, Jake. Okay, job losses, poverty, that people gonna turn to more survival mode. Okay, survival of the fittest. Okay, people crashing out, civil unrest, anarchy. Okay, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of the music shall be brought low. Going to the entertainment. Okay, because this place America known for its entertainment. Yeah, but soon when all hell break loose, there ain't gonna be no more entertainment. Okay, to a certain extent, man. Okay, it's gonna be about survival, or trying to seek a God or a higher power. Okay, to be comfort. Okay, to be delivered. Yeah, cause best believe in that day, man, these people they're gonna want to seek a higher power to be covered, man. Okay, but us, the hopeful elect, okay, the elect, we have Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They're gonna be our covering. Okay, that's why we're preparing ourselves now for the times ahead, man. Man, let me get this. Yeah, that's why we got to continue on to keep fighting, to keep pushing, man. Okay, keep praying. Okay, serving the Lord. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength for salvation. The fear of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, is his treasure. Okay, so Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, okay, is going to be our covering. Okay, be our stability in the times, man. And it's starting off with this wisdom, understanding these scriptures. And men that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai set up through the Spirit to give us this understanding and to apply it. Okay, mainly start with the men of great millstone. Okay, the apostles and elders. Okay, the apostles, bishops, and elders, and the brothers on down, man. Through the Spirit, preparing ourselves in the times ahead. Let me get this. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10. The name of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is a strong tower. The righteousness runneth into it and is safe. Okay, going to ultimately the elect that's going to have the names of the true names Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and being covered. Okay, and you got a lot of these camps don't want to push the names, such as IUIC. Okay, these false camps. Okay, mainly IUIC, saying we don't know the names, or saying they don't know the names. Okay, that the names is we don't have the Hebrew. Okay, they call on God and Christ. Okay, which we know that we are Hebrew Israelites. Okay, but they saying they ain't Hebrew. Okay, and they come against the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay, so when all hell break loose, they don't have those names. They ain't gonna be safe. Okay, but eventually the elect is gonna be delivered. Okay, as it said, the righteousness. Okay, because the elect will be be redeemed or deemed as righteousness when it comes to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and believing those names, man. Okay. Let me get this. I'm gonna go back to second Edges. Second Edges, chapter 16, verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Okay, going to us, the hopeful elect. Okay, eventually the elect being delivered. Okay, but those, okay, the 2/3, they're gonna be judged, man. And starting with these false prophets and those that being misled by them. Okay, and it says, but us are the hopeful elect, be looking to be delivered. Okay, and once again, trusting in the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, hear ye, O my beloved. Hear, O ye my beloved, say the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Okay, Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Okay, but Lord gonna deliver us. Okay, us are the elect, okay, or the hopeful elect. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, say the Lord, power, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Okay? Hey, so Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai gonna be delivered, deliverance for us, man, in our hope. Okay? As daily, we trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So how much more when in the time of fully, when it comes to Jacob's trouble and ultimately this place destruction, man, that Lord gonna guide us, man, more and more. Okay? When it comes to the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, okay, when it comes to endurance, man, okay, because Lord gonna continue to bless us more and more, man. Okay, us that's other hopeful elect, man, and those that don't striving, endurance. Okay, yeah, we know we catch hell daily. Okay, but we know the end all, the be all, that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, okay, gonna come for us and deliver us, man, and that's our faith and our hope. So it's all about just continuing to endure, man. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the lesson here, and I pray that lesson will edify. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom to elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.